Race day, Waitarere half marathon. Hey YouTubers, I did the half marathon yesterday and it went all good. Here's the medal, probably one of the best, nicest looking little medals that I've seen, and I also bought the t-shirt. I'll put that up somewhere along the way. I'm just down the road, so I thought I'd better do a quick recap of how the day went. Yeah, for about the last 20 years, the Waitarere forest events have been running, and but then a couple of years ago they couldn't carry on running it, so another company took over, and it all went amazingly well yesterday. For a company for its first time to take over and do it that amazingly well is just incredible. And they set out a really good course there. There was a few little dramas for me, but I haven't got any footage of the Waitarere yesterday, but I got a little bit that I was just playing in the background, a little bit there of a bit of footage. I went up on my bike and just saw some of the course. Got a really good variety, gravel roads, deep in the forest type things, and some trails, and awesome little trails there. And met some people who I've met out in Waitarere Marathon. Saw Ben, and he's been doing races, and he's just got a 50k ultra coming up in a couple of weeks. Yeah, so that's amazing. There's a lot of races on this time of the year. Christchurch Marathon was on yesterday as well. So as the day went, the idea was really to just try and just don't go all hard out. Try to stick to around about half an hour and a half for the half marathon. But a couple of mistakes I think I did make, and I think that Colin, who comes on here, mentioned it. And as my training was going for the last month, been going really good. But the last weekend, and that last week, I did the usual 2 tempo runs up and around the bush, and that went really good. So I thought, put in a hard effort because there's 2 weeks to go before yesterday's race. But one little mistake I think I did do, and that Colin mentioned, is for the last 7 weeks or more, I've been doing a 30k run in the weekend, just to build up a little bit of endurance, fitness, steady, easy pace run. Doing the hard tempo, 2 tempo 15k runs and that 1 30k run. But I think I should have been a bit more flexible, because when it came to the last weekend, I thought, this will be my last long run. But really what happened was, the mistake there was I should have cut that long run back to about half that distance because of this run coming up this weekend. Because after I did that long run, it was just an easy pace, but 30k's is 30k's. And so after doing that 30k run, last weekend, so the beginning of last week up to Monday, Tuesday, I went for a little jog. It's kind of like a week taper. That's how I looked at it. But it was really feeling fatigue from during the previous hard weeks and during that long run. It came to Wednesday, and I couldn't really do much more than just a steady jog. So I thought, what am I going to do? This is a bit of a mistake there. So I rang up Benji and the manager of Waitarere, and I said, can I go and change to the 5k and just do the 5k, do a good 5k, and that'll give me, just something to carry on towards get to Waitarere. And but when it came to Friday, Benji said, yep, that's all right, no problem, back to 5k. But when it came to Friday, I thought I'd just go for another easy run around my usual 5k loop. Went for that run around the loop, and the legs completely changed, felt better. Not 100%, but felt better. And I did a 5k in about 21 minutes, and it didn't feel like much effort. And so that was good. So I rang Benji back and texted him, and of course he's really busy because he's got this marathon, awesome forest events in the weekend, and just incredible how it was run with the amount of people that turned up. Amazing weather, no wind, And he said, so I rang him back and said, oh, can I change it back to the half marathon? So I said, sorry for mucking around, bit of a pain. But he said, no problem, beep, beep, beep on the computer. So I'm back doing the half marathon. So on the day, I got there, a bit of a warm up, and they've changed it a bit around, and very well marked out track. And so I did a bit of a warm up, and everybody was set to go at the starting line. And I went for my little warm up, pushed the chorus watch, and showed another little warm up. And then a couple of minutes before got on the starting line, pushed the start button, but the GPS didn't tune in. It for an absolute ridiculous fluke, it didn't tune in. So that's never happened before. I ran the half marathon with no GPS watch at all, didn't know my pace, but at the same time I thought, bugger the tech, it's just the tech. You can't rely too much on the tech, so that's a bit of a lesson. It's never happened before. I had no pace, nothing, so, and it sort of put me off a bit, pushing buttons, trying to get it going, running along the first little bit, and trying to get it going, and it wouldn't go, so I bugger it. So I just thought, what I'll do is, I'll stick with a couple of the runners who I ran with in Waitarere Marathon. They're about my fitness, so I'll just keep up with them. I have no idea what pace, and so I kept up. I ran with them, and that was good. It kind of motivated me along a bit, thinking, relying too much on the technology, just enjoy the run. And after all, it's just a half marathon, and it's a pretty rugged. It was a pretty rugged course, pretty hard going, completely different from just running on the flat. It was more of a trail one with some ups and downs and hills and zigzaggy bush hilly type run, so it went okay, can't complain. But so that was a bit of a mistake, making that doing the long run on the weekend before and getting fatigued out for that week, but came all right by the Friday and the weekend anyway. And the only thing that I wish they did have on the course was it had a little sign saying 10Ks go this way and 21 half marathon people this way, but it didn't have one marker for the distance. And just on that day, I pretty much needed the markers. I had no idea really. I mean, just had a bit of a feel because I've been up that bush before, but it would have been good to have the markers to say, where you are in the race, 5K, 10K, 15K. But there was no markers. But other than that, it was run just incredibly well. So that's that. So now my plan is, it's only a couple of weeks away, and because I finished the half marathon in 1 hour, in the last kilometre, I kind of, that steepy little bush bit we had to follow the blue tags. It was actually really neat because the marshal said, follow the blue tags for the little trail bit, and I did that, and that was good. And, anyway, so I did it in an hour 34, sort of slowed down that last K, getting through that hard little bit of bush. And then, so next couple of weeks is Waitarere Marathon. So my approach to Waitarere Marathon is do my best, and then the weeks after that is you can't really get too much big. And plan B is if that doesn't go, I'll, maybe just end up just enjoying it because I paid for it, go along, enjoy it, and do my best. So, and if it turns to custard, whatever happens, there's still that option of Hawke's Bay in August. So that's it. So just a quick update, YouTubers. Let us know how your running's going, and if you did the forest events yesterday, what you thought of it, and let us know in the comments below, and it'd be good to hear from you. Okay, YouTubers, over and out. Thanks a lot. See you in the next video. I think that's why I like it. You got a bit of everything at the gravel road.